What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. I'm joined with the one, the only, MattDoesFitness. You may have seen him before in a couple other of my videos. Matt, how are you doing today?
I was fantastic, but since entering your apartment, my day is literally...
Oh, he's talking nonsense. Anyways, you may not have Instagram or social media, especially like the older generation, but you are at some point. That sounded offensive.
I didn't
to be offensive.
Your viewership is just your 60 to 85 have just absolutely tailed off.
But at some point you are going to be in a sunny location. You're probably going to have your swim shorts on. You're going to be by the pool, whatever, by the beach, and someone's going to snap a photo, and you want to look as good as possible in that photo. Okay,
that's that evidence, right? Like, as much as you can say I look sick, unless it's in a video or photo form, maybe 10 people are going to see you in real life. The rest of everyone is like existence is not there. No one's going to see you, right? So a photo is evidence that you look sick. Like in 50 years' time, unless people have incredible photographic memories, your appearance is going to disappear. So that photo is going to be your proof that you once looked good. So you want to execute the pose to the best of your ability.
And this has happened a few times before with clients I've worked with, or just me, like looking at some mates on social media or whatever. When they're in the gym, they've got like a sick pump on, they look really good. Yeah, when it comes to taking a photo, they just look like a flaccid plant or something. They just look ridiculous.
I mean, some plants actually, I think certain cacti look fantastic actually, so that's quite...
Yeah, the ones that are like that.
You've offended old people, you've offended...
I'm just offending everyone in this video. I wonder who else I'm going to offend.
You can drastically, I'm talking like a crazy amount, you can improve your appearance by just executing certain things. Like, you would not believe the difference. You can make yourself look so much better.
The thing is,
unbelievable.
Me and Matt, we're pretty much doing this for a living, especially with Instagram. We are taking photos and uploading them every single day.
In our pants,
we need to try our best to kind of stand out from the masses out there, so we need to make ourselves look as good as possible. So I'm sure you guys are going to benefit from what we're going to discuss in the next few minutes, and we're going to go through all the different points and little hacks, tips, tricks, which you can implement to make yourself look like an absolute Greek god. So the first point, probably the most important point which you need to bear in mind, is the flexing of the abdominals, right? You need to be able to contract them properly when you're taking this picture. So when you're taking your photo for Instagram, what do you think of what goes through your head when you're...
It's not as... So I think when I used to do it, it was like horrendous. People end up just sticking their stomach out.
There's different ways of doing it. You can kind of that's how you kind of suck it in and squeeze.
It's a combination. That's it. It's a combination of sucking, almost like imagine you need a wee, right? And you're trying to hold it in. That's kind of the feeling you want to get.
Yeah.
That combined with also forcibly.
What I think of when I know the picture's about to be taken, I will exhale. So
that's
I blow everything out of my lungs and go.
Yeah.
And then I just try and crunch everything together. If you've never done this before, or you don't have that sort of mind-muscle connection with your abs, it's going to be difficult. So I'd recommend you just stand in front of a mirror and just practice.
It's not ideal, right? But that is the best way. It's literally to stand by yourself in front of a mirror, just contracting your abs.
Because again, there's two ways of doing it, depending on where you're standing in relation to the camera. Because if you're standing front on, you want just an overall ab flex, but if you're standing side on, with a bit of a twist, you need to learn how to contract your obliques. And I notice with me, I struggle to squeeze that side in comparison to that side. When I squeeze my right, it's like, bam, I've got the pose on point.
You've done it so many times.
Yeah, because
I've
done it so many times that my muscle connection is great here, but here, I can't quite figure out as much, and I'm like, do you know what, that looks horrendous, so let's just do it on the good side.
If you have a decent V-taper, by pulling your trousers down to the point where you're almost flashing your wanger, you get that this bit here, which gives you the illusion of having a narrow... I mean, technically it's not an illusion, but you kind of show off the fact you have a V-taper,
because then you're missing out on your lower abs.
Yeah, and then you just have that kind of that shape as opposed to that kind of V, which is what you want, right?
Yeah. So let's say, for example, if I was really relaxed, I could slouch my shoulders and just look relatively narrower. But if I wanted to make myself look wider, I'd do a bit of a lat flare, expand my chest, and look much bigger. But you want to do it to the point where you don't look like a complete idiot and you're carrying carpets. You just want it to be kind of natural, like that.
So whatever's closest to the camera is going to appear biggest, right? So for me personally, if I get a picture and the camera's slightly elevated, that's going to make your shoulders look bigger and your waist look smaller, right? Because your shoulders are nearer the camera. If you conversely, you put a camera down on the floor, looking upwards, you might get a sick picture in terms of the background, but you're going to have the illusion of having a really wide waist and really narrow shoulders because your shoulders are further away from the camera than your waist is, right?
Yeah,
So
that's why every now and then I'll mix it up and get someone to stand above me, and it just makes your shoulders and your chest look massive and your waist really narrow.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to take like a picture where your arms look really impressive, then you stand in front of the mirror and have the camera at the same position of where your arms are going to be, and it makes your biceps, triceps look huge. So you're going to look very different once you've got a pump on. So, you know, if you are preparing for a photo or whatever it might be, you're not going to have all the equipment available to get a pump everywhere, but you can do, let's say for example, some press-ups. So we're going to show you how you can look different just by doing
the impact
20,
of like
20 presses, maybe like
set of press-ups to
1,000
exhaustion.
We'll see, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is how we look normally. We're going to look relaxed, yeah? This is relaxed, and then this is how we look after the press-ups. Bam, 30 press-ups later. Honestly feel like I've got a pump on. Hopefully we look like we've got a pump on.
If we look worse, it's really embarrassing.
Yeah, so
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I look better.
This one is a huge one. It can make you literally look like the most shredded beast on earth, or look like an absolute potato.
Yeah.
So usually the best lighting is going to be, I think from my experience, lighting from above.
I think it depends on the body part you're trying to portray. I mean, generally upwards down is generally going to be pretty good. But I think for me personally, for abs, I find light coming in from the side, because then you get all your kind of obliques and stuff come up. You know, you get different profile. Like, you got to think of it like where you want the shadows to be. So, like for example, your bicep. The shadow here is going to exacerbate the size of your bicep, so a downward light is going to create that shadow. Whereas abs, you can get both because obviously they're three-dimensional, but like a light from the side is going to create the shadows here.
I think the worst, what you want to avoid is where the light is behind you.
Yeah.
So that you just look like
or like straight into you.
Yeah.
Because
from like washes out right in front of you.
Yeah, because that's going to wash everything out, isn't it? It's not going to create a shadow because it's going to.
Yeah. So if you are taking these photos, you've got to experiment with it and just have a little play about.
Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous, and it will look ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
it's like everything. If you want light is like everything. Like getting some sick lighting versus some terrible lighting literally makes an enormous difference to the quality, like how good you look.
Yeah.
You can go from looking like you've never trained in your life to looking like you've trained for 10 years just for having like good versus terrible lighting. It makes a massive difference.
This is something I couldn't do for a while. I didn't understand the concept of being able to contract and flex my legs, which I guess, you know, it's not a huge deal because most people taking photos, they're not exposing their legs, but if you want that full body sick look, you have to learn how to do it. And this is why it's difficult, because you have to pretty much flex every single muscle in your body. So when I think about doing this, I'll almost like dig my feet into the ground, twist, so I'm twisting my heels in and then twisting the top of my feet out, and then I squeeze everything together so you can kind of see the teardrop slightly. You'd be able to see more of it if I wasn't, you know, holding a large chunk of my body fat in this region, but it does make a difference. And the same thing as well, like if you want to make your legs look good, you are gonna have to shave your legs. It's just one of those things. Like I have very hairy legs naturally. When I've got a lot of hair on my legs, my quads look terrible. Yeah. Because it's black.
See, you
can't see it.
I've never shaved my legs. I'm not a hairy guy, but I've never shaved my legs in my life.
It's life changing.
Yeah, on the one hand, logic's saying that it would be beneficial in terms of my appearance, but the other side of me is saying that's outrageous. I'm never like. Tell me, how do you do it? Talk me through the actual shaving. No. What was your shaving your legs process? In the bath?
I tried it once. Okay,
in the bath.
The first time I had to do it was
by yourself.
Listen,
Mike is in a steamy hot bath by himself. Playing music, maybe? Music playing?
A few candles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
No,
I don't have it in me.
The first time I had to do it was for a show. I did the WBFF years ago. I had to have shaved legs, so I did that. I had to use Veep, and it was a horrendous experience. I felt like a full-on female, but it had to be done. I feel like I actually needed a beer afterwards to try and man up afterwards. But that was the first time. I had to do it again for the next competition. And then I usually go through phases. It's usually before summer holidays where I'll, get it done just to, tan better and just expose the legs a little bit more.
But
we're really going off topic here. To recap, I've just practiced again, just in the mirror. You just need to learn how to squeeze the quad as much as you possibly can do. Once you figured out how to do it with
just quickly, someone's come out on the opposing balcony, and this is really awkward because Mike's just here in his pants like an absolute pervert.
So you need to be able to squeeze the quads, then squeeze the upper body, everything else, and then hold, which is the next point, hold a straight face.
When you're trying to contract multiple body parts, maintaining a neutral, expressionless face is very, very hard. Like, do your contracting face quickly. Do your going for it contracting face.
Right, you'll probably seen this on previous videos when I'm lifting. It's like,
yeah, that's what you don't. You don't want your face to look like you're performing a 1 rep max squat. Like, it's the opposite. You want to be able to like relax your face. So
you're on holiday. You're
stuff.
enjoying the moment. You're appreciating the fact that you're in the sun. So it needs to show on the face. It can't look like you're trying.
That's it, yeah. It's meant, even though everyone knows you are contracting your entire body as hard as you can, you want to give the illusion that you're just super relaxed and you're just standing there casually, when in reality you're not.
Even if you're lying on a lilo, you think it's the most relaxing thing ever, but if you want to look as sick as possible, you just have to go like...
Yeah. And that's practicing. The more you do it, it's a skill, right? So the better you get at contracting a body part, the easier you can do it, and the less, like, I guess, concentration is required, so the more you're able to relax your face.
You get better with practice. You don't really want to be taking these photos after you've just eaten a massive meal.
Yeah.
I feel like I generally look my best if I've either had like a light breakfast and it's around lunchtime, or if I've fasted for whatever reason. That's when I feel like really tight and really lean, and it's actually a lot easier to sort of breathe in and flex. Like if you've eaten a big meal and you try and squeeze your core afterwards, it's not. You're gonna
put yourself if you do that as well.
And you're gonna lose that sort of edge, that extra definition.
Again, I think it comes down to body parts again. So we're talking abs, really, aren't we? In terms of if you eat a massive meal, your abs are gonna look terrible. But I mean, if you get like a big McDonald's with loads of sodium in, you're gonna probably from here up, it's probably gonna look pretty sick. Like I think it depends on the body part. Like if you go and train after eating a massive meal, you'll feel horrendous, but you'll probably have a pretty sick pump, which is not conducive to abs, but the rest of your body,
like
arms
veins
and stuff,
pop in your upper body.
Yeah.
So again, it depends what body part you're taking a picture of and how you want to look. So that's the video, folks. Hopefully you picked up a few pointers on how to look better on camera. You know, it's a bit of a weird video. I'm literally talking about shaving my legs.
Tip 1 for leg shaving. This is why you'll notice that Mike has a lot of candles around his house, because that's key.
If you don't know who Matt is, I suggest you go check his channel out. Check him out on Instagram as well. He's absolutely kicking off on that.
I mean, if you enjoy looking at pictures of men in hot pants, then you're going to love my Instagram.
And one final thing before I sign out, folks, and that is training programs are available on my website, link in the description. I suggest you sign up for the Physique Transformation course because you get access to both the male programs, a whole load of exclusive videos, and access to the private Facebook group where you'll get to speak to me personally and ask me any questions you want, and I'll guide you on your journey. So check that out, link in the description. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.